Hello, how are you today? I'm doing well, thank you. I'm sure you're concerned. And I am here to share a message of hope, survival, and dynamic growth with you today. Several years ago, I was trying to figure out how to best help my clients with all the different things that I was doing. And I found that the ideas were great and speaking was effective, and a lot of people enjoyed it. I've even written a couple of books, but the key is great ideas are useless unless they're applied and implemented. And in order to do that, it takes a little bit of refinement. So what I have for you today is a solution. You get that? A solution to how to develop the culture effectively within your organization so that you can get people to change and improve their mindset, their attitude, and their behavior, because nothing really matters until somebody sells something, they say. Well, what I say is nothing really matters unless it affects and impacts your behavior. It's how you behave, what you do, the actions you take that matter, not what you know or your experience or your resume or any of that. What matters is what you do. And so this process will change behavior. What it's called is strategies for effective leadership. And following the advice of Darwin that you've all heard about, that in order to survive, we must adapt. And if we do not adapt, we will not survive. The world is changing, always changing, but right now there's some very dramatic changes going on that are going to be here for, and their impact is going to be here for a long time. One of the changes that has been coming for many, many years, and it continues to evolve, is the internet and the impact of the internet. Now we have an added reason with COVID-19, we have an added reason to get better at using the internet. Many more people are realizing how important it is to work from home, and they're also realizing how important social distancing is. And at the same time, what we've found is the air quality in many major cities has improved because of the lack of driving around. People have changed their behavior. And what I would like to encourage you to do is to entertain the strategies for effective leadership in order to implement specific, dynamic, positive change within your organization. Think of a way and how good it would be if everybody in your organization, the people, if the people were focused and driven by common goals and a culture that you create that is very uplifting and positive with a positive mindset. Well, that's what strategies for effective leadership can create for you. It doesn't tell you how to breathe or how to live or how to act, but it gives you suggestions. And what's unique about this course is now that it's online, it's totally online, and it's also totally available in written form, if you will, or in book form. But now that it is totally online, what really makes it different is the medium and the way it is used. Number one, we have recordings, and we've got recordings online that I read and give the lessons every day. There's a short lesson. So there's recordings, there's workbooks, they're online, and you'll also get a copy of this hard copy if you're interested in it. And in the workbook, you have thought for the day, which is typically 2 pages. So it takes about 5, maybe 10 minutes to read the thought for the day and get the idea that we're focusing on. Then at the end of that, there is a 1-page section or part that are called application for action. And it's honestly just 1 page. There's an example of it, just 1 page, 2 things. And what it does is it engages the individual in the idea that's discussed in the lesson. Then there is also not only the audio and the reading of the lesson, but then the application and getting physically involved with the workbook, either online or with the workbook or both. And then once a week, we have a meeting. We're going to be using Zoom, which is a very, very easy to use and convenient way for us to meet up. So we'll meet up on Zoom. I'll be there every week, once a week for that meeting, and we'll review the lesson and discuss the applications. What that does is it helps each person stimulate the other people so that the good idea that Joe had or that Judy had, I use, it inspires me, they're really applying it. I answer any questions about additional ways to apply some of the information and some of the ideas. And it's a good way to just keep the momentum going. And so the last part is that there's accountability. At the beginning and at the end of every lesson, there are commitments to be made. And the commitments are made based on whatever the individual's commitments want to be. There's a potential of 8 commitments. One of the commitments is to be on time for the Zoom meeting. Another commitment is to read the material once a day. Another commitment is to create a question for the group. See, we have discussion and questions about the topic. And so it goes. There are 8 possible commitments that you can make each week on this lesson. So you can see how this is very, very much total immersion and involvement with the material and with the ideas and other people and accountability, and you're using auditory and visual and tactile senses. It really has a dynamic impact on a person's thinking. Now, what I have is I've asked a couple of people that have recently gone through the process to share with you what is the benefit of the process. It's designed, and I have it written down here, but it's designed for 5 specific areas to help you and your people improve goal clarity, to improve your personal organization, to improve communication, which happens to be the area that I'm most excited about. I really like helping people improve their communication skills. Team building is number 4, and the last key ingredient of the areas of focus are increased productivity. So if you would like to come out of this COVID-19 pandemic with a bang and with great enthusiasm and focus and really get things back to being profitable and productive, I highly recommend you look at strategies for effective leadership for yourself and for your people, for your coworkers, for your teammates. And you can do it at home, you can do it at work. It's, if you will, the new normal way to go through training. It's a great process. Let's listen up and hear what some of the people have to say. The first person that's going to speak is a fellow by the name of Bob Shamardi, or Babak Shamadi. And Bob is a financial analyst. He's got a master's degree in finance, a very, very smart fellow. And let's hear what he has to say about strategies for effective leadership. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Bob Shamardi, and I'm a commercial mortgage banker specializing in CMBS. I completed strategies for effective leadership training to help me add various personal tools as I continue in my career growth. The training has helped me manage more responsibility, create a healthier work mindset, and target more strategic business development opportunities. The training has also helped me outside of my career by making me a better listener and more results driven. I highly recommend strategies for effective leadership to anyone looking to grow, not only in their career, but also on a personal level. Cheers.
Next, I would like you to meet Steve Blanc. Steve has a very different perspective. He was the vice president and marketing and services for Beckman Coulter, a multi-billion-dollar company, and yet he was able to find significant benefit from strategies for effective leadership. He's currently on a special assignment with NIH, National Institute of Health, helping solve the COVID-19 pandemic for all of us here in the United States. So let's hear what Steve Blanc has to say about strategies for effective leadership. Thank you.
So, I want to talk with you today about Dave Rolander's workshop, Strategies for Effective Leadership. Now, I came from a big company, and I had a lot of experience. I was blessed with a 30-plus year career at Beckman Coulter, many different levels of responsibility, and much of that as vice president of sales and service operations. Great people, great company, great experience. But I retired, and I began to think about, okay, I want to stay professionally active. I want to take care of myself. I want to nurture relationships. There's things you want to do, whatever they are, right? It's the life plan that we all have. Now, participation in his workshop gave me many, many things to think about and meeting people even more. But there are a couple of things I want to share with you that had kind of a really neat impact on my life as I built my new chapter. First off is a simple sentence that I ask myself often through the day. It is the following: is this what I should be doing now? Now, David would correct me and say, is this the best thing I should be doing now? Is this helping me move towards my priorities? Am I being productive? Am I using my time wisely? Is this really helping me in my plan for myself? And by asking yourself that, it kind of pressure tests that moment of what you're doing. Because very often we can be pulled into things and we're just, we're spending much too much time on something. Stopping and asking that question helps keep you on your plan. The second one is just managing time on a calendar. Again, my calendar was often very much set. But now building my own, I have to think about my own priorities. And I have to think about the time between meetings, the travel time to plan for the next meeting and reflect back on what I learned or gave at the previous meeting. Thinking about the time it takes to get to the location I want to get to so that I'm not scrambling and I can give full attention and be productive and be present when I'm meeting with the person either on the phone or in person. So these two things really, there were many things that came out of the program. And I really believe that for anyone at any point in your career, you should always be looking to learn and develop. No one's ever done with that. And Dave's program, again, Strategies for Effective Leadership, is a way to help manage your relationships, both professionally and personally, to be deliberate and successful, as he likes to say, in creating your own masterpiece. I highly recommend it. Thank you.
Well, we have the privilege of being in the backyard here at my casa, my house, and a young friend and client of mine named William Harvey is with us. He has a very interesting story in how we met and how this has been helpful for him. And he is your classic millennial. You graduated from college how long ago?
3 years.
3 years ago. So this is the young point of view. Go for it, William. Tell them why they should be interested in strategies for effective leadership.
Okay. Well, first off, I got to know David through actually my parents who worked with him years back when they were doing training at a place called Racquetball World, a fitness facility. And my mother recalled the benefits and kind of the takeaway she had from the program and suggested that being younger and kind of in a position where I'm not sure what I'm doing to look into this and maybe use it. So far what kind of the big takeaways I've got is organizing, not just scheduling or blocking, but organizing the clutter in your head and making sense of it so that you can take action, which is the big part, is kind of taking action and doing something with that information instead of letting it sit there and rot. And the other part of it is having the attitude to kind of back up and justify that action so that when you go into something, you're going in kind of with the mindset of can do instead of with an uncertain mindset. And so the big takeaways here are kind of learning how to organize what you have going on and how to use it. And so far, I think I've benefited greatly from those aspects.
Well, there you have it, folks. That's the introduction to the strategies for effective leadership. What I'm concerned about is that you get one of these little tent cards that Steve Blanc was talking about. And this little card you stick on your desk or someplace in front of you, and it says, is this the best use of my time right now? This little card. And then what really had an impact for the last fellow, William Harvey, was another card that I have like this. It's a handout card, and it's I do it now or write it down. Very, very important, simple little idea that you keep reiterating back in your head, I do it now or write it down. It's a great little simple tool to help you improve your behavior. Strategies for effective leadership, focusing on communication, which, as I said, is my favorite part, or team building, or goal clarity, and becoming more productive and getting better organized. Please give me a call at 714-307-4438, or just go straight online as you see the link, and go straight and online you can sign up for Strategies for Effective Leadership. Just follow the link. Look forward to chatting with you and seeing you in a Zoom call where we can have a discussion. And you take care and stay safe, as they say. Stay safe. Take care.